Welcome back to Excel Snippet and iSelf Academy Snippet YouTube channel. And in today's session, we are about to see something a little interesting which takes me back 20 years. In today's Spark chart, we are about to see how to work with the old school of data formatting with dynamic data array function or dynamic array functionality here. So let's see how to do that. So again, I've started to create this video with a different ideology altogether, and then as usual I stumbled upon with my old stuff. Let's get started. So when I go back to the data right now, so for normally when we are about to get a unique list of a customer where I have some duplicates in it, this is the agenda for my particular data set right now, but I have changed it quite drastically. So I use a normal functionality of unique here. I'm using an Office 365 version here, so please do have that. And then when I do that, I get a blank here. To avoid blank, this is where I started working on the new formula here called a 2 column and a 2 row. So let's say how to work with a 2 column and a 2 row. So when I normally go to a 2 column functionality, 2 column functionality comes with 3 different function argument: array, ignore, and scan by. So I'm about to use the first 2 of them. The first logic is the array, so I'm going to pick up all the arrays here, and then when I go down to this next level, then it will ask you for whether you have a blank cell in between. So when I normally get this data, so I'm going to give a comma here, then it will tell you whether you want to keep the value as it is, or you want to ignore the blanks and errors separately, or you want to bring them all in one point. At the moment I don't have an error in my data set, so I'm interested in picking the second option called ignore blanks and close the bracket and give an enter. So normally this will give you a data in an order that I have here, but again I might be having more than one data sets in here. So if I have a unique value, then I don't want to worry about it. If I don't have a unique value, then I'll add a unique functionality here, so which will bring the data only once in the data set. It won't give anything. Yes, I have a duplicate in one of the data sets, so that's going to be removed automatically here. So my agenda for this particular data set is on the 2 column. So when I want to bring in the data, so in my old scenario, if I want to bring this data in a singular column, then what I will do is I will use the old school method. Is called copy clipboard option. Again, I don't know how many of them are still remembering these logics. I don't even know that many of them know such data set available here. So normally we do copy paste routinely in the old school of Excel, where copy paste will come into play. So to avoid a multiple copy and multiple paste, we copy all of them once and then we paste it later on in copy clipboard option. So normally if you want to activate a copy clipboard option, so you just click this button below in the home tab, and then you have to set the option to saying that the option should populate when you press Ctrl+C twice. So now I just clear that. So now what I will normally do is, once I've set this option, so what I'll do is I'll just pick up the data. Now I want to put all these data in one column. To do this, I'll select this data, I'll say Ctrl+CC. That's going to populate in the data set in here, and then I'm going to pick up the next data. I'll say Ctrl+CC again. I'm going to pick up the data similarly in the pattern, Ctrl+CC, and then I'm going to pick this data in the same pattern, Ctrl+CC. Now I'll place the cursor wherever I want, and then when I hit a paste all button, that's going to populate all of them. The problem that I will face in here is, for example, for the Mary, I could have picked only Mary, but the Sam and James have to be picked continuously. So I will have an issue in here. So I cannot remove a blank here. So then after bringing all this data into play, then I'll go to this special option, and then I will just say remove all the blanks out of the equation, or select all the blanks and then remove them all. So this is the way we would have done it in our old school methodology. So that's how we bring the data into play. Again, this is a long shot of doing it. So now the data dynamic array function or dynamic data array functionality does this so beautifully. So I'm going to just pick up the 2 column and then selecting the whole data in one shot and give an enter. That's going to give you the data set. And then if I don't want a blank to be added, I'll give a comma and then pick up the ignore blank option. So that's going to give you the same answer automatically. In the old school methodology, I have to work a little harder, and then the data will not be even dynamic. So if I add one name here, So automatically that name will be inserted in here, but that will not happen in my old school methodology. So the same logic happens in the 2-row column or 2-row formula also. Again, 2-row formula was a little nice for me because I just want to keep the order in the same fashion, and then I want to just remove the data here. So I can go back to the 2-row option here and then pick the data, and then I want to showcase all of them in a row. So normally when I do that, it's going to take the order in the similar pattern. Again, now the data picks up the data in a specific point. Let's say Ben, Peter, Mary, and same in one line item. It's not coming as Ben, John, and Agnes. So now I have a data set here, and then I'm seeing a blank here. So now I want to remove the blanks here. I can just give a comma and then pick up the blanks here, and then the blanks are removed. And then if I want them to be scanned in the same order or scanned by a column, when I give an enter, the order will change right now. So now we can see that it's picking up John, Ben, Agnes first, Peter, Hilary, and then Harry later, Mary and Vinod finally, and then the last line will be Sam and James. So I'm just adding one small change in my data set that makes my 2-row logic a little better. So the old school methodology works in a particular pattern, the copy clipboard option. So I just picked up the column part. The row part will be a little weird in the old school methodology. Again, they even found out another methodology of 2 rows also. So hope you guys will learn something new. When you have a data with a lot of blanks, or the data sets are not in a proper row or a column, or it's in a cross tab data type, probably we can use one of the dynamic array functionality called 2-column or a 2-row based on your output required. This is Vinod signing out from myself Academy Snippet and Excel Snippet. Cheers, have a great day ahead.